Now, politicians have had a busy weekend as the wash-up continues from Friday's COAG meeting. For more, our political reporter Matthew Doran joins us now from Parliament House. Good morning to you again, Matt. And what did you make of the government's rhetoric after COAG and that long discussion about maybe income tax sharing?
Well, PK, the discussion has definitely moved on from the Prime Minister's income tax plan, which was squarely rejected by the state and territory leaders at Friday's COAG meeting, and is now firmly that in the lead up to the budget in particular, that the nation has to live within its means and the states and territories can't expect to continue coming cap in hand to the Commonwealth to fund every project and plan that they put forward. Now, the Prime Minister says that the states had the opportunity to raise their own income tax, to take responsibility for their own finances, but they've knocked that back, and because of that, it's now added some clarity to any further funding disputes, because he says that the states have refused to take the responsibility and now, to an extent, have to fend for themselves.
And can we tell us a bit more about Dennis Jensen, the plight of Dennis Jensen, who believes that he's been hardly done by in WA?
That's right, Dennis Jensen, not the most high-profile MP going around, but it is this stoush is indicative of a number of pre-selection stoushes happening across the country. Maybe not as fierce as the one that we're seeing in the seat of Tangney. Now, Dennis Jensen yesterday in a pre-selection vote was quite emphatically beaten, 57 votes to 7, to be the candidate for that seat in the upcoming federal election. His replacement is the former State Liberal Director Ben Morton. Dennis Jensen obviously not happy with this. He's represented the seat a number of times. He's lost pre-selection a number of times as well, but the State Liberal Council has intervened there. It doesn't look like that will happen in this case, but he says that he's been the victim of a smear campaign. And just days before the pre-selection ballot, the Australian newspaper published some extracts of an unpublished book of his, which contained some quite graphic sex scenes in them. He says that tarnished his image, that it's someone out to get him, and as you mentioned earlier, he has now entered into legal proceedings there. So, as I mentioned, we are in the lead up to a federal election, so these pre-selection battles are happening everywhere. But this one is particularly fierce and has got particularly messy.
Matt, thanks very much for the update.